Chosen one, you are not here by accident. You did not stumble onto this message. Heaven has aligned your steps, your breath, your very moment in time to bring you right here, right now. The Spirit of God has pulled you into this divine appointment because you are standing at the edge of a supernatural shift, a financial breakthrough, a divine wealth transfer, a release that has been circling your life for years, waiting for the exact moment your spirit would be ready to receive. Chosen one, hear me. What you are about to discover is not information, it is revelation. It is instruction. It is protection. It is the difference between stepping into your God-ordained inheritance and watching it slip through your fingers in one careless moment. There is a reason Proverbs 4:23 warns you to guard your heart, for out of it flows the issues of life. Today, heaven is guarding you by opening your eyes. The veil is thin, the atmosphere is charged, angels are aligning, the enemy is strategizing, and you, anointed one, are being awakened. Lean in, quiet your spirit. This moment is holy. Something is about to be revealed that will shift the trajectory of your destiny. Chosen one, prepare yourself. The warning you're about to hear could save your breakthrough. Chosen one, let your spirit be still for a moment. What you are about to hear is not a message for the masses, nor a motivational speech drifting across the internet. This is a spiritually timed intervention, heaven stepping into your timeline to warn you, to cover you, and to position you for what you've been praying for in secret. I feel this so strongly in my own spirit that it almost shakes me as I speak. You are standing on the brink of a supernatural transfer, something so rare, so delicate, so spiritually charged that even the slightest interference from the wrong person could distort it. Chosen one, you need to understand something. Your life is not random, and neither is your arrival here. I've walked through seasons where I didn't know why I felt a sudden heaviness, why my hope collapsed after a single conversation, or why my breakthrough seemed to slip through my hands right when I could finally taste it. And I didn't realize until years later that it wasn't failure, it was interference, spiritual interference coming through familiar voices, familiar smiles, familiar intentions. It took me a long time to learn that the enemy rarely attacks through strangers. He attacks through comfort, through the people we trust, through the ones who know where our scars are. And that's when God revealed something to me that changed everything. Alignment is as spiritual as prayer. Proximity is as powerful as prophecy. Who you sit with shapes what arrives in your life. Chosen one. November 16th isn't just a date. It's an alignment point. A spiritually charged threshold. A night where the veil thins, where your unspoken wishes gather weight, where what you've been believing God for finally begins to crystallize. Whether you realize it or not, your spirit has been preparing for something. Your dreams have been stirring. Your soul has been tightening its grip on promises you thought you'd forgotten. You feel that, don't you? That quiet tug, that internal anticipation that doesn't come from your mind, it comes from your destiny. But here's the truth heaven needs you to grasp. What forms on November 16th can be shattered by the wrong voice, the wrong presence, the wrong energy. The danger doesn't come wrapped in evil. It comes wrapped in familiarity. And this is why so many chosen ones experience collapse right before breakthrough. They are spiritually open at the exact moment their environment becomes spiritually dangerous. I've walked into conversations thinking it was just catching up, only to walk away feeling like something inside me had dimmed. I've seen opportunities die inside me because someone close projected their fears onto my future. And the worst part, They didn't mean harm. They truly loved me. They were simply speaking from a timeline God never called me to live in. Chosen one, there is a version of you heaven is trying to birth. Stronger, wealthier, more aligned, more spiritually awake. A version of you God has been shaping through every tear, every storm, every lonely season. But the people closest to you, some of them still see the old you. And if you sit with them on November 16th, their version of you could override heaven's version. This is why your discernment must be sharper than your emotions. This is why you must guard your atmosphere like a gatekeeper assigned to holy territory. Something is forming around you, something fragile and glorious. A divine wish rising like incense into the courts of heaven. And the enemy knows he can't kill it outright. So he sends someone familiar to speak. One sentence, one doubt, one fearful thought that collapses what you've been spiritually constructing for decades. Chosen one, this is why heaven brought you here. Because what's coming is too precious to lose. Chosen one, let me take you deeper into something that most anointed people are never taught. And because they never learn it, they end up losing blessings heaven had already prepared for them. Listen with your spirit, not your logic. This is not theory. This is not philosophy. This is truth I have lived through, bled through, and grown from. And the Holy Spirit has made me understand it in a way I cannot keep to myself. Chosen one, here is the reality. Every person in your life carries a version of you inside their mind. Not the version God is raising, not the version your spirit is becoming, but an outdated memory, an old snapshot of who you used to be. The one who struggled, the one who feared, the one who failed, the one who broke down years ago. And the danger is this. During spiritually open times, like November 16th, those old versions do not stay inside their thoughts. They leak out. They fill the atmosphere. They become an invisible pressure surrounding you without your permission. I've lived this. I've walked into rooms where the moment I arrived, I felt myself shrinking, not because I doubted myself, but because they were still seeing the me God had already healed. They saw the me from years ago, the me who wasn't awakened yet, the me who hadn't stepped into calling. And I didn't understand why every time I left those rooms, my hope felt dimmer, my clarity felt foggier, and my spirit felt heavier. Now I understand. I wasn't walking in my God-given timeline. I was being pulled into theirs. And chosen one? This is the very thing heaven is warning you about today. November 16th is not an ordinary day. It is a threshold, a crossroads in the invisible realm. It is a moment when what you think, what you desire, and what you believe begins to solidify. Your prayers gain momentum, your wishes begin to take shape. But the same spiritual amplification applies to the thoughts and expectations of others. If someone sees you as weak, that perception becomes weight in the atmosphere. If someone thinks you're not capable of success, their doubt becomes resistance. If someone feels jealousy toward your rising, their silent envy becomes interference. And if you sit across from them on November 16th, the version of you they carry will collide with the version heaven is forming. Chosen one, that collision can be devastating. I've seen lives crumble spiritually, not because God said no, but because the chosen one sat with the wrong person at the wrong moment. I remember being inches away from major breakthroughs, financial doors, healing moments, sudden acceleration, and then someone close called me. Someone wanting to check in, someone who meant well, someone who said one sentence loaded with fear instead of faith. And in minutes, I felt my fire dim, my expectation flatten, and my confidence dissolve. Not because they were evil, not because they wished me harm, but because they were speaking from a timeline God never assigned to me, a timeline shaped by their own wounds, disappointments, and unbelief. Chosen one, you cannot allow that to be your story on November 16th, not when heaven is aligning resources, not when angels are preparing transfer, not when God is pulling long-awaited provision into your orbit. The enemy knows he cannot stop the blessing directly, so he uses the closest familiar voice, the one your heart is open to introduce doubt at the exact moment your spirit is forming breakthrough. And if you receive it, the entire structure you've built in prayer can collapse. Chosen one, take this seriously. Let it sink into your spirit. Heaven is not just speaking, it is rescuing you from a trap you were never meant to fall into. Chosen one, now that your eyes are opening, I need you to walk with me into a deeper layer of this spiritual truth, because what comes next is the part almost no one talks about, not pastors, not teachers, not even seasoned believers. Yet, it is the very dimension of warfare that determines whether your breakthrough arrives intact or arrives shattered. Chosen one, listen closely. When someone steps into your presence, you are not just encountering their personality, you are encountering their timeline, their spiritual history, their unresolved wounds, their silent agreements, their generational battles, their fears, their disappointments, their internal narratives. And whether they know it or not, all of that energy bleeds into the atmosphere the moment they open their mouth, or even the moment they think a thought about you. I've felt this countless times. I remember moments where I came into a day full of faith, full of expectation, sensing God's presence thick around me. And then someone close reached out. Maybe a sibling, maybe an old friend, maybe someone who genuinely cared. I would sit with them, talk with them, listen to them. They didn't criticize me. They didn't speak evil. They didn't attack my faith. But when I left, something felt wrong. My spirit felt heavy. My hope felt wounded. My vision didn't shine the way it did before. And for years, I couldn't understand why. Now I know. Their timeline had collided with mine, and mine was more fragile than I realized. Chosen one, the people closest to you carry a spiritual frequency, and most do not realize what they are transmitting. If someone has spent their whole life living in fear, they unconsciously breathe fear into the room. If someone has carried bitterness for decades, bitterness settles into the air around them like smoke. If someone believes life is unfair and blessings are rare, that belief becomes a fog around your spirit. And when you step into that fog, especially on a spiritually charged day like November 16th, the fog begins to settle on you. Not because you're weak, not because your faith is small, but because your timeline is open, your spirit is receptive, your destiny is in the process of forming, and whatever touches you leaves an imprint. Chosen one, please listen. The enemy doesn't need to destroy your destiny. He just needs to contaminate your atmosphere. One wrong voice, one wrong expression, one wrong perspective, and suddenly the future God showed you feels unrealistic. The business idea God whispered to you feels foolish. The healing you believed for feels impossible. The wealth transfer you sensed coming feels like wishful thinking, and you begin to shrink, not because God changed his mind, but because someone's timeline overpowered yours. This is why the spiritually mature guard their atmosphere like soldiers guard sacred territory. I remember a moment in my own journey a moment I didn't understand until years later. I was in a phase of intense prayer, fasting, and expectation. I could feel a breakthrough circling me like an eagle, about to land. And then someone I loved called me. They wanted advice. They wanted comfort. They wanted conversation. I felt obliged. I didn't want to disappoint them, so I said yes. And within 20 minutes, every ounce of spiritual fire in me dimmed. My clarity evaporated. My momentum died. And it took me months to recover. I didn't recognize it then, but now I do. I opened my spirit on the wrong day to someone who wasn't spiritually aligned with me. Chosen one. I need you to grasp this with everything in you. Familiarity does not equal alignment. Love does not equal spiritual safety. Proximity does not equal permission. Some of the kindest people have the most dangerous timelines because they have never healed, never elevated, never broken free. And if you merge with them on November 16th, even briefly, you risk pulling their timeline into yours. Chosen one, heaven is trying to protect you from spiritual cross-contamination. Chosen one, now that your spirit understands the danger of timelines bleeding and atmospheres mixing, it is time to step into the deepest layer of this revelation, the part where heaven begins not only to warn you, but to equip you. Because knowledge alone cannot protect you on November 16th. You must also understand why heaven is guarding you so fiercely, why the spiritual realm is vibrating around your life, and why the enemy is suddenly so focused on your relationships, your conversations, and your emotional vulnerabilities. Chosen one, lean in. What I'm about to reveal may shake you, but it will also strengthen you. Here is the truth. You are standing at the edge of a major spiritual release, a supernatural transfer, a divine promotion that has been circling your life for years, waiting for one moment of alignment to drop. And that moment is approaching. That is why everything feels tense around you. That is why certain people are resurfacing. That is why old memories are being triggered. That is why your spirit keeps waking you up at strange hours. This is not chaos. This is preparation. This is heaven whispering, something big is coming. Stay alert. I've lived long enough to know this pattern. Before every major breakthrough in my life, every financial door, every spiritual awakening, every moment where God elevated me to a new place, there was always a strange quietness in the atmosphere, a shift, a thinning of the veil, a feeling that something was approaching, though I couldn't explain it. And almost every time, without fail, someone familiar would appear. Someone with a soft voice, a heavy heart, or a subtle question like, "Are you sure you can do this? Is this really the right time? What if it doesn't work?" And if I wasn't careful, their doubts slid into my spirit like a whisper in the dark. Their uncertainty became a weight on my chest. Their fear became my hesitation. And I didn't realize that the enemy had slipped into the room, not through a demon, not through a nightmare, but through the mouth of someone I loved. Chosen one, this is what heaven needs you to see. The people the enemy uses are not bad people. They are unprepared people, unhealed people, people with weak spiritual eyesight who unknowingly carry the seeds of delay. And because you love them, their words bypass your guard. You trust them. You absorb their energy. You take their concerns seriously, even when their concerns are rooted in fear, not faith. And this is what makes November 16th so dangerous. Not because of the people, but because of the timing. On ordinary days, their words sting. On spiritually open days, their words shape realities. Chosen one, hear me. Your destiny on November 16th is fragile, but not because it is weak, because it is forming. Like wet cement, like unfolding wings, like a seed breaking open at the exact moment God calls it to grow. And anything forming can be deformed by interference. Anything birthing can be aborted by the wrong counsel. Anything rising can be pulled down by the wrong connection. This is why heaven is isolating you, why your circle feels smaller, why certain conversations feel heavy, why you've been sensing a need to withdraw. You are not being antisocial. You are being positioned. You are being spiritually quarantined so nothing can contaminate what God is constructing in you. And yes, chosen one, it will feel lonely. It will feel strange. You will feel misunderstood. But I promise you, it is divine. I promise you, it is protection. I promise you, it is preparation for a level of blessing that requires emotional clarity, spiritual purity, and atmosphere integrity. Chosen one, heaven is not trying to keep people away from you. Heaven is trying to keep you in alignment long enough for your promise to land. And you cannot afford to step into November 16th carrying other people's timelines, emotions, or expectations. Not when you are this close. Not when the door is already opening. Not when the angels assigned to your breakthrough are already moving. Chosen one, heaven is preparing you for something too sacred to lose. Chosen one, now that heaven has uncovered the truth, peeled back the layers, and exposed the invisible battle surrounding your life, it is time to bring everything into focus. This final part is not just information, it is instruction. It is the strategy that separates those who step into breakthrough from those who watch it pass them by. Because, chosen one, as close as your blessing is, as near as your breakthrough feels, as loudly as your spirit has been whispering that something is coming, none of it will manifest unless you protect it. Breakthrough does not just arrive, it must be guarded. And November 16th is not simply a date, it is a spiritual window, a doorway opened by divine timing, heightened sensitivity, and heavenly orchestration. And like every sacred doorway in Scripture and in life, it demands reverence, clarity, and separation. Chosen one, hear me with spiritual ears. You are not preparing for a moment, you are preparing for a transfer. Something you have waited years, maybe decades, to receive is trying to enter your life. A financial shift, a spiritual elevation, a long-promised restoration, a wish you buried because it felt too holy to talk about. The reason heaven is warning you so fiercely is because what is forming is fragile. Not weak, but delicate, like a seed sprouting for the first time. And seeds do not survive storms of doubt. They do not survive the touch of unclean hands. They do not survive atmospheres poisoned by fear, jealousy, or unbelief. And the enemy knows this, which is why he is not attacking you openly. He is attacking subtly, through familiarity, through emotional access, through the people whose voices can still reach the tender places in your heart. I've lived this firsthand. Before every major acceleration God ever brought into my life, there was always an unexpected visit, a casual phone call, or an innocent conversation with someone who cared, but carried contamination. They didn't intend harm. They weren't malicious. They simply spoke from their own wounds, their own fears, their own limited view of what was possible. And in minutes, my spirit would dim. The excitement God put inside me would flatten. The clarity I woke up with evaporated. I didn't recognize it then, but I see it now. I allowed someone else's atmosphere to overwrite mine. And what should have been a season of breakthrough became a season of delay. Chosen one, November 16th will test your alignment, not your faith, not your strength, your alignment. Will you allow the wrong timeline to bleed into yours? Will you let familiar voices interrupt what heaven is birthing? Or will you guard your spirit like someone who finally understands the weight of their calling? You may need to say no. You may need to keep your plans private. You may need to decline an invitation, silence your phone, or step back from emotional obligations. And that is not avoidance. That is spiritual intelligence. Heaven is not asking you to reject people. Heaven is asking you to protect the promise. Chosen one, hear this deeply. Your destiny is not a group project. It requires solitude. It requires discernment. It requires choosing silence over explanation and alignment over approval. If you guard your atmosphere on November 16th fiercely, intentionally, unapologetically, you will not miss what heaven is releasing. You will receive it. Chosen one, protect this moment with everything in you. Because the life waiting on the other side of this date is bigger than anything you've ever stepped into before. Chosen one, as we close this message, let your spirit hold on to what heaven has poured into you. You are not leaving this moment uncertain or unprotected. You are leaving aligned, awakened, and strengthened for the days ahead. November 16th is not a threat to your destiny. It is a divine intersection, a holy doorway, a moment written into your timeline before you ever took your first breath. And now heaven has prepared you to walk into it with wisdom, clarity, and spiritual authority. Chosen one, feel this deeply. The supernatural transfer is already unfolding. What you have prayed over, cried over, and carried in silence is finally coming into position. Heaven has not forgotten you. Heaven has not overlooked you. You are stepping into an atmosphere charged with purpose, and every step you take from this point forward must honor the anointing on your life. Guard your spirit. Protect your peace. Walk in discernment. What God is birthing in you is too sacred to be touched by unprepared hands. I speak blessing over your next steps, that your mind will be steady, your heart will be anchored, and your discernment will be razor sharp. May every voice that is not aligned with your destiny fade into silence, and may every divine instruction rise clearly in your spirit. You are not late. You are not abandoned. You are standing in the center of your appointed time. If this word resonated with you, share it with someone who needs covering. If you feel led, leave a comment and speak what God stirred within you. Stay connected, stay aligned, stay watchful. Go forward, anointed one, knowing you are covered, chosen, and stepping boldly into the beginning of something holy.